Dr. Sunish, we heard the stories how technology, made the solutions for the women-related problems from Mr. Arunachalam and from Ganga. Coming to you, you are the CEO of Gender Park. Gender Park in Kozhikode, it's the latest initiative to promote gender equality in Kerala. Tell us more about the initiatives, what Gender Park do, what is its contribution towards women empowerment or entrepreneurship?
Thank you, Nisha, and namaskaram, everybody. And it was really inspiring the talk of our great Batman. And what Ganga said that it is also very inspiring for us, Kerala. See, about Gender Park, it's basically a government initiative by the Department of Women and Child and Social Justice, which is a very new and first of its kind in the world, maybe. So we have a very 24-acre land there in Calicut. So we are trying to create a one-stop solution for all the gender equality in the state. So basically, it's a converger center. It's formulate policy, research, women empowerment, and implementation, women entrepreneurship kind of thing. Basically, the Gender Park. And we have two kind of activity. One is the campus initiative and the off-campus initiative. The first off-campus initiative was the She Taxi project that was launched in 10 years back when the Uber and Ola guys were not here operating in Kerala and the South. Okay, I'll come to the detailing later. But in the campus, we are basically creating policy for the to reduce the gender gap, basically, the next level of empowerment. So we are all talking about women empowerment. Okay, of course, while Kerala is considered in one level, we achieved already the gender equality, the women empowerment, and we are somewhat similar to the much developed Scandinavian countries and all. But the other side, we all know that we are struggling still with gender gap, things like that. So how to reduce the disparity, how to address the gap, that was the major focus of the government. So we don't have any model in India or across the world. So we are trying to discuss with the stakeholders, the policymakers, and very slowly we are pitching, formulating the projects and programs through the Gender Park. In 10 years back, when Gender Park announced by the ministry, it was like, a space for women kind of thing. We are, launched and we are publicized the program like it's a total space for women. Because at that time, the media and the public people are a little bit hesitated to talk about the third and next gender, things like that. So the first international conference on gender equality, this would have happened in Kovalam in 2015. We released a transgender policy first time in India. Okay, so after that, the transgender community and the other genders definitely get enough idea, the policy programs, and based on that policy, the government's implementing many projects and programs for the transgender community. So we are very slightly, talking about gender equality and the third gender, and maybe next very soon the all other, personality. Okay, that's what the main agenda and focus of the Gender Park. The Gender Park, we are planning another important and prestigious project called International Women's Trade Center, what's called IWTC. The last budget with the government announced the most prestigious of its project, and it's a huge infrastructure which we provide entrepreneurship, technology, support women, and access to markets, the facility to set up to run their own entrepreneurship and to scale it up. So there are 10 elements in IWTC. It's like, a women startup and incubation center, and it's a business facilitation center and offices. There is a retail, rent, and lease spaces for women, and there is a performing arts center for women, and there will be a sustainable development space for women, and of course there is an essential skill sets for women, and of course it's a women's health and wellness support center will be there, and of course residential suites are there for women and their kids, and of course there is a sandwich generation solutions like the daycare for seniors and kids for the women who are working or associated gender park. I mean the IWBC. So now the fund fully came from the government of Kerala, but we got affiliation to the World Trade Center, and of course, and very recently, maybe the coming Monday, we are going to sign an MOU with UN Women to bring the gender park, to position the gender park as a South Indian hub for gender equality. So UN Women is very much excited and interested about to associate with us. So the formal signing ceremony will happen on Monday in the presence of our Honorable Chief Minister, and of course our Health Minister, Shailaja Teacher. So that's what the new initiative of the campus initiative. And of course, we are having a WISE fellowship, that is Women in Sustainable Entrepreneurship Fellowship, that mostly in association with the National University of Singapore, where there we bring 10 women grassroots entrepreneurs and 10 mentors for them, and to mold the grassroots entrepreneur to fit to make them, to empower them to compete with international kind of things like that. So these are all the projects right now we are focusing, and of course we have to do a lot of things. Okay.
So Sunish sir, so as you told, Kerala, there's a good model in creating, women-friendly society in workspace and even in public. Among the projects of Gender Park supporting gender equality in Kerala, She Taxi is the first self-sustainable taxi service by women for women. That is one of the initiatives by Kerala government. You are also behind some of the initiatives like, Sandesh and all in Kerala. So how this system works in Kerala, including this She Taxi and other initiatives of Gender Park specifically talking?
Okay, see, well, Nishan, and my congrats to Senthil. First of all, I want to congratulate him as a government person. Actually, in 10 years back, when we heard about a story of one girl brutally raped and killed in train with a handicapped person, I was really thinking of something like this to find and distribute all girls in across Kerala. Actually, that thought become the project of comes to the project of She Taxi. We are starting She Taxi project. It's owned and operated by women for women, and there are many taxi projects driven by women for women, but there is no taxis cabs at that time in India. It's owned by women. So by getting a real income for them, and of course at the same time, it's a real support for the women and girl community when they are allowed to travel across Kerala. And after 3 months, the model projects 5 cabs becomes 50, and now it's almost around 75 to 100 across Kerala, because they are all getting a very standard income monthly, like 45,000 to 75,000, a very good income, and by that way, getting unconventional model of revenue and all that by that way. Okay, the main interesting thing is that we cannot. The She Taxi open a job sector for women, because driving and transport is not at all a sector for women at that time in Kerala. But now, after She Taxi, the driving sector is opened for women as a new job sector. So after that, the government take much initiative for women police, and the government allow them women drivers to government vehicles and offices like that. So that is the interesting thing, after effect after the She Taxi. And the thing is that she toilet, while I was the managing director of, Kerala State Women's Development Corporation, okay, we implemented she toilet projects. She toilet projects, at that time, one startup based in Technopark, they invented a electronic toilet system for, for all. But we converted that electronic toilet system into she toilet by adding some facility and including the napkin vending machine, incinerator, and baby feeding support and all. And that becomes the very hit at that time. I mean, it's around 15 years back. Okay, so these are all some of the interesting projects, and now we are planning to launch a project called Well-Bees project, which is maybe the first and the biggest social initiative entrepreneurship in India, because we are trying to identify one girl from each panchayat across Kerala, and to make them equip them with a backpack, which is for a primary health checkup and all. So that projects, once it is launched, the biggest will become the largest social enterprises network in the country. So that's what the project of Gender Bug, and more than she empowerment, we moved to them. The government of Kerala, in one side, we are definitely achieving, addressing the women empowerment. But the next level, the gender equality, to reduce the gender gap, that's what we are focusing right now.
So, coming to the last question, to women hygiene, we don't give much importance to the basic facilities that includes, washrooms or restrooms for women or feeding mothers. Yes, we have few companies. Yes, Ganga is the best example for that. We have a few corporate companies who value that. It's a basic need. How can we develop that culture and take necessary solutions, specifically talking about the Kerala state?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Okay. The toilet culture is still a corner culture across India, and especially even if it's in Kerala. So now the government is planning to, set up the public toilet system, both men and women, and with operated by the local Kudumbashree units and all. By that way, we are trying to address that issue. And the toilets are everywhere, but the problem is that the proper maintenance. And if we put somebody from there, one serious without any shirt, one guy is sitting there and collecting money, and also our girls and women are hesitated to go inside and use the washroom. And that is the scenario we are seeing right now. So by thinking how to avoid that problem, we are encouraging more electronic automated toilet system. So by that way, even the Gender Park is planning to install electronic toilet system, both men and women. And with the electronic toilet system, we are planning to introduce the local shops which selling snacks, tea, health drinks, something like that. So they can operate the toilet as well, and they can earn a very standard income out of that. So by that way, we are trying to address this issue across Kerala, Nisha.